And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Constructing the Clubhouse, the world's #1 comedy podcast about starting a comedy club in Barcelona during a pandemic. I am your host, Dr. Matthew John Murtha. Joining me, as always, the remarkably talented John Ellis.
Yo!
Johnny boy, excited for this episode.
Very excited for this episode. Podcasting marathon today.
Yep.
Of sorts.
And legend guests all around. But today is our #1 ideal comedy clubhouse customer.
Our favorite customer of all time,
Yeah.
Mr. Marcus Arvidsson.
Thank you, guys. Maybe you're
You have a
bored.
last name.
That is my last name.
I never knew that.
Marcus Alexander on all the social media, right?
Yeah. You might recognize that sultry voice from such famous songs as...
Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star I've done.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No, but what's the big one?
He did a cover of it. Let's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
He didn't.
Did he
write
really?
A cover, he didn't
yeah.
write
Famous
Twinkle
cover,
Twinkle.
of course.
I mean, come on.
Talented singer-songwriter in the acoustic style, right?
Yeah, excellent
That's
laugher. Good
Great
laugher.
laugh.
Definite challenger for best laugh.
Nomination for best laugh at the
No
Clubbies.
medals, though.
Not yet.
Disappointing.
No,
Not
well,
yet.
you weren't here for the Clubbies, so
Yeah.
obviously you didn't win.
Oh, it's a sponsored event, I see.
Yeah, real winners show up.
Fair play. I lost to Moss, so that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would have beat you anyway. To be honest, he is an excellent laugher.
Dude, that's
Mr. Marcus.
probably our toughest category, best laugh.
Yeah.
Because
He's got
Kim
some
Skinner
torque.
is way up there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure I've mentioned this a couple times. I did the math. And Moss is absolutely good for an extra 2 laughs per minute in any comedy set.
Yeah.
He will laugh at what no one else laughs at. I think.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
it makes everybody else laugh. It's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
beautiful
He'll
thing.
bring everyone into his world.
Yeah.
So, Marcus, we brought you in today. We want to pick your brain, being our ideal customer.
Yes.
And also, I mean, you've been following along now since before there was a Clubhouse.
Even before there was the other,
Yeah.
even the before of the before.
Before the Limerick times.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
So you jumped aboard the Good Chip Lollipop back in the Dorothea days,
That's
right?
it. Yeah.
John striking out on his own, finds the set of friends available for a comedy show.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely, and Marcus was probably the favorite customer there as well.
Yeah. I have like distinct memories of you sitting on that couch in the front row
That's where I hang out.
and then being like, you look like Hitler Youth. And you're like, ah ha ha ha.
I do like getting roasted. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I feel like there's a lot of material, you know.
How's your girlfriend feel about that?
She hates it.
bet.
But she loves and hates it, you know. It's
Just so our listeners know, Marcus, he's been talking about this fiance of his for ages, right? And I did not believe that she was real. So he brings her to the club finally, sits down in the front row, right, during a show,
that was great.
and then begs to be roasted, him and his girlfriend, you know, in front of everybody. And I uncorked a few things that I regretted.
I remember that because you said you were like your girlfriend, and I was like, no, and fiance.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, that was so cute afterwards. So
Right.
she actually liked that.
Oh, that's nice. Matt was worried that he'd embarrassed himself in front of your girlfriend.
Big time. Or that I put her off.
That she wasn't into it.
No, she was very happy after. Like she might seem shy, but
Okay.
she likes to have fun.
I might have compared her vagina to a gorilla's grip.
Yeah, but I think what you said was like if she managed to pin down a guy like me or something.
Somebody that could get anybody like yourself, yeah.
So nice, so nice.
How great must she be?
Yeah,
Which,
yeah,
in answer, folks, is pretty fucking great. She's a fantastic lady.
she is.
And we do hope that she comes back, and I will try to be more appropriate.
She's very patient, as you can
Yeah.
imagine, being engaged to me.
Thank God.
When is the wedding? What's the plan for that?
I wanted to push it as far as possible because I don't really care for weddings, but I think 3 years or 2 years now even, so 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm more of a party guy, you know. I like to have a big social gathering and have
You
fun.
like engagements, huh?
That's the thing. I like, but no commitments.
And she's Maltese.
Yeah,
And you're Swedish.
obviously.
Where are you going to do it? At the Comedy Clubhouse?
Yes, in the basement. We hate natural light.
Excellent.
I think it's very romantic down there. Matt can MC, actually.
I'm getting some
Good
ideas.
evening, ladies and gentlemen, to the wedding of...
We could do a mini engagement party, yeah, for sure. We could do a roast engagement party. She would love that.
Yeah.
Do the
Maybe we
stag
just
do's and
roast
hen
Marcus.
do's. Yeah.
I mean, that would be fun. But yeah. So one thing you need to know about her is that she's not funny at all. Like
You have said this a few times now.
so she has said a total of 7 jokes in our 2.5-year relationship.
Yeah.
I've counted, and it's very easy to count because I just
There's
increment
7.
by 1 every 4 months, you know?
Were they good jokes?
Yeah, well, it was like, it's so easy for me to remember because I don't actually laugh because like she says a joke or something ironic or sarcastic. I'm like, wow, that was funny.
That was an attempt at humor.
And I feel no, it was like success.
Oh,
I'm
you're like dumbfounded.
literally. I mean, it feels like a joke that I say it like this, but it is true. That is exactly what happens. And I'm like, wow, that was a joke. Like, it catches me off guard, you know?
Does she laugh at your jokes?
She laughs at my laughing at myself, I would say. Because I laugh at my own jokes, as you know, quite a lot.
Absolutely. Apparently, guys and girls measure. So if you survey guys, you survey girls as to which gender has the best sense of humor. They both say that both genders have the same level sense of humor on average.
Oh, really?
But the way that guys measure a girl's sense of humor is very different to the way girls measure it. So the way that guys measure a girl's sense of humor is whether or not she laughs at his jokes. So that's the key difference, which I love. It just means that guys are consistently coming from the place of like, of course I'm funny. She either gets it or she doesn't.
That explains a
pretty
lot,
wild.
though.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a tiny bit of arrogance involved, but...
No.
very much.
No.
Very much. And that's why if you're a girl and you want to flirt with a guy, just laugh
laugh.
a lot at his jokes and
Yeah.
he'll feel good about himself to the extent that he'll feel confident, like he can
Have you
ask
ever
out.
spotted somebody who got a laugh they weren't expecting? Like it's like in a group. you
Here
know,
all the time.
my name is Matt. No, but it's fun to see a guy who's talking to a woman. We have a lot of autistic guys, right? And a lot of times
On
it's
Earth,
so
on Earth.
fun to watch them get a laugh they weren't, and they're like, oh, "What?
Yeah.
I'm in love now."
Yeah. That adrenaline rush
Yeah.
of like validation. Yeah.
It's tricky when you're trying to be a comedian, though, especially like if you're incredibly attractive. I don't know any like this, but because you, as a comedian, you want to tell jokes and then get like an accurate measure of whether or not your jokes are funny. But sometimes, if you were like a really attractive comedian, people just laugh at anything, you know, because they want to impress you.
Do you think that's the case, though? I mean, so on this topic, if
Have
you
you
think
seen
about...
the laughs John has gotten with this material?
No, so I was actually reading this.
Not because he's funny.
It was
Marcus.
like... he is devilishly handsome, but I was reading about like what women really find most attractive in men. And it would be to make them laugh. That was scoring higher than any attraction feat of a guy, basically. And then there was another reference to Pete Davidson.
Right.
Which
Explain
actually makes...
that.
Well, I don't want to say too much, but, you know, they say he be bagging some winners.
Yeah, I can't think that's because of his comedy, though.
Nah, there might be other factors, but it's a good theory. And one I think you should support for your own sake.
Honest to God, I mean, yeah. All I've got is comedy.
You got the looks, man.
Thank you.
You both got the looks.
Matt's got a PhD.
That's true.
Oh, really? Well, I did.
That's weird. I've never heard
did
him say it.
matriculate back in 2010.
And he owns a successful business, a business.
Yeah. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm
That
a job
exists.
creator.
Yeah, that is true.
And I'm also going to get this conversation back on track.
Please.
We need to talk to Marcus. We need to get his feedback about things we can improve on here at the Comedy Clubhouse, things that we can, change. And also what's great about it. So, but I want to have this, let's take a journey. How did you end up at Dorotea those 3 years ago?
It is funny because John was actually the one that got me there.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even remember
Tour?
that. So I used to go to Craft for music, open
Okay.
mics. And one night I was doing there was like a poetry slam kind of thing upstairs. And then the comedy was always downstairs at the same time.
Yeah.
And honestly, I never wanted to go to the comedy show there because it had a poor reputation, to say the least.
Yeah, Matt was hosting it.
Okay.
It wasn't the comedians that had a poor reputation, it was the audience.
Yeah.
Everybody said it was hectic and chaotic and...
Hard room.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Hard room.
Good place to get good at comedy, I imagine.
Honest to God.
Yeah.
I preach it.
Trial by fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one night I met John in the bar. I was having a beer, just getting a refill, and he and I was asking what was going on downstairs, and they said, "Oh, it's comedy. You should come sometime." But then he said, "Well, actually, there's also a show at Dorothea.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, shit, I go there for music as well. He was like, well, you should come to the comedy sometime. And I went, and then he talked about how Make-A-Wish kids, and the rest is history.
That's great. I actually got in trouble with Kraft because we'd stop there halfway through tours, and they had to have a word to my tour boss because I was too busy promoting my own comedy shows inside of Kraft. So it's good to know that subterfuge worked in this case, at least.
Yeah. That's surprising that they actually were so bothered that they talked to your boss about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have like rapt attention of the people that are on your tour, and you do like, because they're new in town, they don't really know what's going on. They are really looking for your advice. So if you bring them to a bar, you do kind of have to. The reason the bar has you is so you can be like, oh, they have events every night of the week or whatever. And I was in the bar, I was going like,
who do you think did it though? Because like, would the servers care? Like Jordy's the only guy there that would have cared.
I know it was Chris.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, Chris would care.
Which, again, this is going back to our previous episode. I understand that a lot more than I did before. I don't know. I think it was a break halfway through a tour, so I think it was fair enough me genuinely talking to the people on my tour about what I was doing and what I was interested in. But
it is also your audience.
Yeah.
You need some space of that platform to tell them who you are and where you will be.
And like the bar in that situation has all the control in the world, right? They're serving the drinks, they have all the marketing, they have the posters up everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I was also telling people that they had events at Kraft.
Yeah. But they were always like that with music as well.
Yeah.
Even the type of music you played, because it would be too mellow or something sometimes, you know.
Oh, really? Interesting.
So it's always been
party atmosphere there.
I would say business oriented. To be fair to them, I don't think they did anything wrong. But I think when you work with creatives and you don't pay them, I think you need to be a little bit careful, because otherwise you lose them to another place. You know, then they go open their own comedy clubhouse. And
Are you still rocking open mics?
Yeah. It's the life. Where else do I get attention for my narcissist complex, you know?
You come on the Constructing the Clubhouse podcast, and then we'll call you pretty all night long.
He actually suggested, and let me know what you think of this, Matt, he suggested playing some early evening music upstairs at the Clubhouse, a couple of guitars.
Sure.
Marcus singing, I guess.
Yeah. Some jammy pub music, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, I was thinking like Friday, 6 o'clock, something like that.
Could be cool.
Could be a nice way to get people in. We could even do like a happy hour type thing, or I don't know.
I'd be game. I don't think I've ever seen you play, so I would like to see that.
Excellent. You won't be disappointed. I don't know if you'll be impressed.
Fair.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Let me try to think. I bet actually the opposite is more likely, right? I'll be impressed and disappointed.
You'll be...
I'm like, God damn, he is that good.
Let's hope so. That's where I hope to land.
I did listen to your music on Spotify once.
That is not very representative of how it sounds live, to be fair.
It just sounds like a man trying to get laid.
And I did.
And how? Anyway.
Marcus was famous on Twitch back in the day.
Yeah, he was just telling us.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say famous. I mean, I didn't
just
amass
early
any...
adopter.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, Twitch was such a big gamer platform back then, and... I was one of the first 15 musicians to ever get partnered at all. It was just such a struggle because, you know, it doesn't matter how good you are at music when you're on a platform where nobody cares about music. Mm-hmm. So it felt like a feat because we were such a small community and everybody was,
Yeah, so Twitch was, and probably still is, basically purely gaming?
I would say these days it's way more like podcasting and like IRL stuff, girls eating food in bathtubs, you know.
Wait, they have that on Twitch?
Oh God.
I had no idea.
I've been because there used to be rules where you couldn't show too much skin and stuff. But now it seems all of those rules are gone for big streamers that bring in a lot of money for Amazon somehow. It's very weird.
All right.
You can do pretty much anything on Twitch these days.
Should we do a naked podcast?
Sure.
I think people would watch it.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. who you like the...
No, I just imagined myself naked podcasting.
That was a very genuine sound, is what I have to say.
I really thought about it.
Yeah, you don't have aphantasia like me and John, so...
Is that what?
Oh yeah, we're both.
Is that pretty people disease?
It's you got
that's the thing where you can't picture things in your head.
Yeah.
That's the fancy word for autism. That's right.
No,
I
it's interconnected, I believe.
No,
I believe so, yeah.
I can absolutely picture things in my mind. So, Marcus, you seem to have found success in pretty much every endeavor you've done.
I would say, like, how do you measure success? You know, like, I'm successful in the way that I have done the things I wanted to do. But, like, if I ask, people always ask me, how is the music going? And I'm like, I don't know. How do you answer that? Like, how is the comedy going, you know? It's like, you get to do it on the basis that you want. And it's like, people always expect it to escalate. They're like, when is the world tour? Like, when are you making your first €1 million from a singer-songwriter song that nobody wants to listen to, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I never expected any listeners, and now I have thousands. I'm like, I've far outperformed.
Yeah, that sounds
great.
like success in my mind.
For sure.
And
But if I compare
way to try to like torpedo the premise of my question. But the point is, Marcus, is that you've got your shit together, and yet you seem to enjoy coming to the Clubhouse, and I want to know why.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what the appeal is.
Schadenfreude.
that's
You know what he said the other day? He says he gets horny by association because he comes here and he watches a bunch of. I'm serious. He watches a bunch of loser dudes strike out with women, and he feels so good about himself that he gets like horny by association.
I think you might be paraphrasing, but
Certainly paraphrased.
I did stop drinking a few weeks ago, so it might have been before that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was 3 days ago, Marcus.
I like that question though, because I actually know exactly why, and I think it's because it ties very much into what you call success. Because, like, would you guys consider yourself successful?
I'm beginning to say moderately.
I think when you come out of this, like
yet.
wherever this leads, when you come out of it, you look back at it and be like, "Damn, that was the real success." Like being able to do this, and like being able to do genuinely the thing
real
that you
success
want,
were the friends you made along the way.
or the friends you banned from coming back. But
I see it as like developing the skills necessary for success. I feel like once I have all the skills needed to make this good, I will feel successful in my head. Maybe, probably not at that stage.
I gotta say, all my musician friends who are way more talented than me and more capable, I don't know, I would say 1 out of 100 of them have achieved half as much as me musically because they've been focused so much.
Suck it, friends.
No, but so much on the process of getting good before they perform, you know, instead of just doing it and growing along with the concept.
Yeah, I mean, that's Mr. Beast's advice when it comes to doing videos on YouTube or whatever. He's like, look,
Just do it.
stop, don't get analysis paralysis, he calls it. Do 100 videos and you'll learn so many things, and then he says, then talk to me after that. So I'm going to send him a message once we've done 100 videos and be like, you said. We'll see.
Now you can worry about being good.
Yeah, exactly. I think the answer to your question is like, I think you have to be sweet spot stupid enough to think you're good enough to do something, but talented enough to be able to grow into it while you do it. I think that's my blessing. It's like, I'm too arrogant to think that I'm not good enough for something, but then I'm also too critical to stay at a certain level. So like, I don't care about what people think about me, but I'm very self-critical.
But you're going to prove it to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, if somebody comes up to me,
this shit, I'm going to do it.
Yes, exactly. People are like, I see somebody do something, I'm like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
On the very first episode ever of this podcast, we talked about the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is
Interesting.
basically that people that don't know anything about a topic think that they know a lot about the topic, and then as soon as you start learning about it, you realize how big that topic is.
Actually, the Dunning-Kruger effect is a mathematical property of parenthetical operations.
Oh, that I didn't know. But I have seen that the curve.
Oh, I just totally faked you out.
I have no idea what that means.
I was meant to. I wanted it to sound a lot stupider. I wanted to pretend like I knew the wrong definition.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Also, like
with
how,
100% confidence.
Yeah. By the way, guys, gaslighting does not exist.
I disagree.
You would, but I'm here to tell you.
God damn it!
It's 'cause you're
He's
crazy,
doing
Marcus.
it. He's doing it.
It's because you're nuts.
No, but like, so what draws you to the Clubhouse then?
Yeah, so to get back to that point, it's just like, I mean, I like being around people who do what they're passionate about. And I feel like there's so many people here who are passionate about what they do. And I get the same thing when I go to open mics. I see a lot of people who are very passionate. I don't want to say disregard monetary compensation, but slightly.
Some of us.
Yeah. But then the sweet spot there is also the people that do both. They follow their passion, but they have a job or a side hustle or whatever you will call it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people here like that. And I just like being around people like that. It motivates me a lot. And I feel in tune with that kind of life, you know?
You vibe on that frequency.
That's the short answer.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, and also it's very creative, and when I go to open mics, it's always about me. I'm always demanding attention, and when I come here, I demand attention a little bit less.
No, very happy to sit in the audience and listen and genuinely enjoy, which is nice.
Yeah. I mean, I also love comedy.
Yeah. But I think the other night, you and your friends became the very first people that came here to drink and not watch a show.
Yeah. It's a nice venue too, but I mean, that was there was a bunch of inconclusive shows, I would say.
No, it wasn't. It must have been Wednesday.
I think it was Wednesday. Yeah. I wasn't too impressed with the selling of the people who were going to perform.
Yeah.
And we got into a very interesting discussion, and it's quite a nice vibe up here. So we were like, meh.
How was the show sold?
Well, first of all, it was Midweek Crisis, I believe, which I have seen about 6 million times.
Sure.
And I saw the comedians. I'm like, I've seen these guys 7 million times. And again, interesting discussion. I outweighed my options, and
fair enough. That's good. I mean, that's how we would make more money, I think, is if more people just stayed upstairs and kept drinking.
Yeah. Exactly. You remember Limericks where we had too many people upstairs a lot of the time?
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem at the new Clubhouse. The comedy's gotten too good, if anything.
Yeah.
That's good. Good news.
I think it's a good measure to have both, right? To have a nice venue where people actually want to come and hang out.
Yeah. I mean, that'll be the dream, is that we're full both upstairs and downstairs throughout the night.
Right.
Then we'll be making the bucks. Then we'll be a success.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what, in your opinion, aesthetic improvements or functionary improvements could be made to the upstairs area to
we should describe the categories first.
Yeah.
Prioritize the categories, and then...
This so big.
What would you fix first? Aesthetics, promotion, or content?
Content or function. I feel like aesthetics and
function
are a little different, yeah.
It's so hard to pinpoint because I think
There's just so many problems.
No, I think
so
you're doing. I think you're doing everything well enough. So it's like I wouldn't pinpoint one single thing as like, well, this is a problem, you know. I would say like there's so many things I look from a business perspective, like from your guys' perspective, and then I have my own as a visitor, you know, and then as a friend, you know. It's
sure.
I think still, like, as a social person, I definitely see the conflict of, like, having a very nice social space where it's very comfortable and very, like, aesthetically pleasing. And also then as a business person, you want people to go to the bar a lot. You want people to kind of be moving and not be too comfortable upstairs so that they actually go to shows.
Yeah.
But I got to say, the sofa is brilliant. And in open mics, etc., where I've been, having a very comfortable seat is always a big selling point. Because then people stick around. And the chairs you have now, I mean...
the chairs are not great, yeah. Maybe there's a healthy intermediary upstairs chair we could have, which is, like, padded and nice.
Oh, I'm sure.
Has a back that doesn't break.
Yeah. I would rather sit on a stool than these chairs you have.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah. No, I mean, obviously, maybe talking to an interior designer for 5 minutes, you know.
We've talked to 2, 3?
Yeah, I mean, that was something that we tried for a while. At the moment...
We'll do it again.
We will do it again, yeah.
We drew. Actually, last night I was thinking about what it would take in order to enact the design plans that we had made for Michelle a couple weeks ago.
All right.
A couple months ago now, I guess. And it's possible. I think we need to source about 15 pallets to make the wood thing, and then I could probably actually wire the lights myself. I don't want to, and it won't. I'm not sure if it's legal, but
I'll help you. It's probably fine.
Honest to God, it's 2 wires.
I think external electricity stuff you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Marcus says I can do all the electrical work.
I don't think we're super concerned about the legal as well, right?
That's true.
I mean,
let's not get into that.
Well, in this case, I'm a little concerned about the legal because those laws are to prevent the building from burning down.
That's true.
And we are extremely
concerned with
not fire safe. Speaking of which, I had an excuse. This is actually for the both of you. So, guys, we can if and when we decide to hook up the camera downstairs, and Marcus had the idea the other day of broadcasting the image out onto the street.
Very cool.
This would be an excuse to break open the fire pole hole.
Fire pole hole.
The fire pole hole. So
Interesting.
If you're ever in the showroom, you look to the far left
All right.
of the room. There's another. It looks like a hole where a skylight would be, but there's no skylight. Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's tiled over up here. I'm hoping that it's in a certain place and not under like 2 feet of concrete, which is possible.
Yeah, it could be.
But my dream. So the idea is that you make a hole so that you can run the camera cable through. But in that process, I would love to put a fire ladder.
Okay. Yeah.
So that then the showroom has 2 proper exits.
That's probably a good
Oh,
idea.
Yeah, it could be a legal safety thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is it deductible?
And I mean, if we're fucking around with it, then we can put the fire pole in.
While we're at it. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a little bit counterproductive?
No.
How would you?
There's
If there's a fire, you go down in the basement.
rungs of a ladder.
Okay.
You don't use the fire pole during a fire.
You would also put rungs.
Yeah.
Okay, fair play.
There'd be a fire pole and a fire ladder.
Right.
I think that was our big
Hit it on the way down.
Yeah.
reason that we couldn't get a theater license for some reason was that you needed a fire exit.
Did we even try?
No, but that's what I was told.
I was told it was about 5 years' work to get a theater license.
Oh, okay. Let's not bother.
I forget who told me that.
You don't need a license. Just
Where we're going, we won't need a license.
So far, so good. Yeah, we
let's
don't.
call it theater. What's it called?
Theatric comedy.
Satire. You know.
This is a parodic.
Parody of theater.
Yeah.
So that's good. So aesthetics / comfort, couch good, more comfortable chairs. We could possibly get just like maybe more space efficient couches somehow, like some small IKEA type. Like the one in the corner is really, really big, right? Same with the
I've
the
sat
lounge
on
chair
some
there.
small IKEA couches that are just unbearable.
Yeah.
Worse than nothing.
I'm
Yeah,
offended.
Absolutely.
And disappointed.
Well, get your country's shit together, Marcus.
I think it's better quality in Sweden actually. We send the shit abroad.
You haven't tried Swedish.
Oof, have you
IKEA.
been to Sweden? You have.
I have, in fact. Not for long, thankfully, but I have been.
It's cold. It's cold.
Yeah. Vem just got back from Sweden. Was like, oh god, it's so cold and dark up there.
Yeah. We that's why the IKEA furniture is so good because we spend all our time indoors.
Yeah.
It adds up.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, have you ever considered like? Because I love all the small trinkets and stuff you guys have. I mean, like the
Trinkets.
games now, for instance. That's
Yeah,
great.
for sure.
But there's no place to enjoy them. You know, it's like you.
what do you
You
think?
can
Should we
sit
build the
on-
booths?
Could be time for booths. That could be the next thing that we do.
Yeah.
Comfy padded seat booths.
Build the booths. Build the booths.
What's the booth situation?
There's an idea we can fit, I think, 4 booths along this back wall.
Oh,
Right.
I would
Like a
hope for
diner.
5 or
diner
6.
booth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
I know we mapped it out and counted. I just don't remember what the number was.
Yeah.
I find it hard to imagine we could fit 5 or 6. But
Yeah. What about benches? Easy to move around. Easy to socialize.
what is a bench
and-
but a seat without a booth without a table?
A separator, I guess, divider. Because then I'm thinking like it's very easy to get in and out of those because booths can get a little bit too limiting in a sense.
Yeah.
Like you're on the inside of a booth and you feel very like tight. Do you guys know about feng shui? Probably feng shui.
No, it sounds
Oh,
foreign.
that's that type of noodle, right?
It's
comes in a
like
broth
the
and-
study of room energy.
Oh, that.
So it's like where you place furniture in regards to like doors, windows.
Yeah. What about a bunch of those like park bench style tables that have the bench and then the table kind of built in?
Yeah. Probably big though.
Probably big.
They're
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably build. Matt can build something.
I can definitely build it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just stain it and it's.
It won't be pretty, but I can build it.
I think like the gritty style really works here. Yeah, I mean you have the barrels, you have like some home constructed things already. So I don't think it has to be like aesthetically pleasing as much as usable.
Yeah.
Which suggests that we are neither at this point. We're neither aesthetically
Well-
pleasing or usable.
We've come a long way. I think most
feeling
people
very
appreciate
sensitive today.
that we've
These
come
chairs
a
are
long
great.
way.
You like these?
Yeah, you like the little IKEA chairs?
You can lean
It's
on
good. We're
them.
going to order an extra 20 of them, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're getting good at stacking the showroom that we can fit probably another 15 people in there. We could probably do 80 people in there, 85 people in there.
The current record is 83, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do 90.
Let's go. Let's go.
Who knows?
Let's go.
Who knows?
We
The sky
can-
is the limit, baby.
We can follow Louis' suggestion, knock the wall down,
I think the limit
cram
is
120 in there.
still fire escapes, but
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, if nobody comes knocking, I'm sure it's fine. But yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. So, aesthetics. What about content? What do you think we should change in terms of content? I mean, except for this podcast, obviously this is fucking sick.
This is great. I don't have much to say about the content, to be honest. I think I'm not super qualified in the sense of like I was coming suggestions to John. I'm like, hey, have you guys gonna do this and that? He's like, yeah, we have like all of that and more planned already. I'm like, yeah, it's all about execution. I think you guys already push things very very well, you know, and like there's always a stream of unique content. I mean, I couldn't go and see the same things over and over and over for too long.
Yeah, but I want us to produce more of our cash flow videos at the moment. I wonder if we will run into that problem where people are like, oh, this again. But at the moment,
Good. That means people are watching.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a great problem to have.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I mean, I think the content generation, as you say, is like just something that would benefit you hugely in terms of monetary gain and like, to get some value out of. You have so much content, but yeah, it needs capturing, I guess.
I got to think of a different word than content. I'm already sick of it.
Videos.
Yeah.
Production.
Shows.
Products. Shows. Recorded shows.
The real trick, I think, will be to find a way to match what we're capable in terms of output quality with the form that is fun for other people to watch.
Yeah.
That's the whole trick.
Yeah, the problem is never going to be generating the content. It's going to be knowing what is good.
Knowing what to focus
what to post.
on.
Yeah.
Know?
Like if somebody does a show and 80% of it is great, 20% of that will be amazing or like will be able to hit, but you won't know until you've posted all of it.
Yeah, that's why I think the weekly news, doing the weekly news on a Thursday, coming up with the topics for Cash for Laughs, clipping it down on Friday and sort of releasing it over the weekend, and then like having the Cash for Laughs stuff that's topical based on the weekly news ready to release like the next week. Like so far, it seems like the topical stuff is
popular online.
Popular, yeah.
And we should just keep hitting that. We should make up a couple of other Prince Harry
that was funny.
stories.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads more. I'll probably look up some stuff now, but yeah, there's heaps of stuff. He got beat up by William, apparently.
Oof. Really?
Yeah.
On the book still?
Yeah, that's it. In one of the reveals in the book.
Oof.
Yeah, William called Megan some nasty things.
Yikes!
And
so
then,
Harry fought him, and Will won.
So the story from Harry's perspective, I believe, is Prince William called Megan some horrible things, and then straight after that went and beat up Prince Harry. So that's from Harry's perspective. That's what's happened.
Man, Will is not coming out on top with these stories, is he?
Yeah. So very seems to be a one-sided issue at the moment. I don't think he even has a perspective on it.
Yeah. I'm sure Megan will tell him what it is soon. William, now you think...
Are you siding with Megan now as an American?
Sure. Fuck it. I don't know what's more interesting for the conversation. I don't care about any of these people whatsoever.
Yeah. I was going to say, this is how you get my fiance to listen to these podcasts.
Oh, yeah?
Like, she loves the royal family. Oh, my God.
Does she know about Meghan's sex tape?
She probably. I don't know about anything. She knows everything.
That's some news I dropped in the last podcast. Check it out on all your local podcast providers.
Yeah, that's Patreon exclusive, that particular one.
Is it?
You know what's funny about the clip on TikTok about Harry's circumcision that went viral? Basically went viral. It's got like almost 20,000 views now.
Sick.
Yeah, thank you. But so many of the comments, like the reason so many people saw it is that so many people commented on it saying, no one gives a shit about this. And it's like, well, people do. You do enough to comment on it.
Haters make you famous. That's just how it is.
Wait, so what else what else doesn't matter so much that people are going to complain about it?
Andrew Tate. Come on, you already did it.
Yeah, we did. We leaned into Tate quite a bit. What's
there is one new thing now. So there's this.
Jokes?
Have you seen that Vice released some kind of audio clip?
Yeah, I listened to it actually. No, I didn't. I didn't listen. I read the article in Vice about the clip.
I listened to it, and I mean, as somebody who is heavily into AI, it sounds so fake. I don't know where to go with it, but
oh really? The whole I like raping you thing.
Extremely fake.
Huh.
even the way it's like worded, like no person talks like that, let alone him. Like I've seen a lot of his content. I don't know. Maybe the thing is like when you have such a hated person.
Not a secret fan.
No, I will say publicly, I think he's hilarious and very entertaining.
yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm not gonna take a stand though. Like I think nobody knows. I think, and I think like when people make up their mind so carelessly, you know, about then it's like they create this like villain that everybody wants to hate, and then some news comes out that paints him in a bad spot, and everybody's like, yes, that has to be true because that validates my feelings.
That's confirmation bias. That's
exactly confirmation
your bias
bias
being confirmed. It feels amazing.
Exactly. And
it's like the pizza box thing taking off, right? It was like no part of that was ever true at any stage.
Yeah, exactly.
None of it.
Well, no, I think the pizza box has some value actually.
No, that's not how they knew he was in the country.
No? Okay. I mean, it's a great story. And again, even as somebody who thinks it's entertaining, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, the Greta's roast, follow-up roast was funny.
Yeah.
Here's a new version of the Andrew Tate joke. Andrew Tate got arrested for sex trafficking in Romania. For sex in Romania. Did you hear? Like this is like impossible. This is like getting arrested for peeing in the street in Barcelona.
Yeah. It is.
You'd have to be a complete asshole to get arrested for peeing out in public in Barcelona. John's gotten a ticket for that.
I got a ticket for that.
I feel like that was a bit of an inside joke.
Well, it was supposed to work as a regular outside joke too, but it didn't.
It could be me, man.
It'll work for avid listeners of this podcast. I think we talked about it on something.
They've zoned out by now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's a joke that I've been trying to get to work since the news broke. It's to me like Romania is one of those countries where you can do anything sex related, and it's like.
What's the capital of Romania?
It does not matter. The Colosseum.
My point being, maybe you should research something about Romania.
I spent more time in Romania than fucking Chris Koo or whatever.
He's a celebrity in Romania.
Yeah,
that's true.
I actually had people come to my show. I did a little tour, and I had one guy come to my show because he saw me on TV in Romania.
Yeah, that's actually sick.
Super gratifying.
That's when you know you're famous.
Yeah, well.
When you made a person that knows you, but you don't know them.
Yeah. So shout out to all my listeners in Cluj-Napoca. Daddy loves you. I don't know what to say. What do you say to people that listen to you?
Thank you. And you don't understand.
You don't understand my true
No, you don't understand.
genius.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. Are you guys all right?
Yeah, let's wrap up and do weekly news.
Cool.
After a fashion.
Yeah. All right.
So the conclusion is no improvements. It's all good.
Nothing
We're
can be
doing
done.
everything perfect. We have Marcus here already. What more do we want?
Right.
How can
Mission accomplished.
How can we
Marcus
use AI to do our jobs for us?
That's a good question. I do think Matt is probably more qualified than me, but
I thought you were gonna be like replace Matt, number one.
No. I think
talking gibberish anyway.
I think you got a taste of it already when you get such a tool in your hands. You know, like if you're a creative person and you get AI, you're like, here's a million things I can do with it.
Yeah.
While a non-creative person would be like, oh my god, my job's in trouble.
Yeah.
It's like, why would your job be in trouble? Like, I don't think, like, I'm always imagining, like, when the first caveman was, like, making fire, with a stick, and he was the only guy in the whole village who can do it. And then some other guy figured you could just smash two rocks together. And that guy had been, like, super elitist about his stick fire making for years, probably, you know?
Yeah.
How salty must he have been when everybody can just smash a bunch of stuff?
Super.
That's the same thing now. Yeah. It's just a bunch of cavemen with sticks.
All right.
Beautiful.
That's my conclusion.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for listening to Constructing the Clubhouse. Big thanks to our ideal customer, Mr. Marcus Anderson.
Sure.
Arvidsson.
It's all the same.
Mr. Aardvark himself, Marcus the Swede. Stay tuned, of course, for more content that's coming up. I don't know. It'll be fun stuff.
Check it out.
I've been Dr. Matt.
I've been John Ellis.
Thank you,
Marcus. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.